start when you are ready. 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Good morning. Well, you going to ask me a question first, or
How should we do it?
I think we guess it's pretty much just you, but if you want, we could ask you the first question of.
Okay. Can you just hold on one?
I'm trying to think what the first question I had was.
A lot of people ask me, what are you most proud about with U.S. oral surgery management? Well, it's because we have the ability to be with like-minded, board-certified oral surgeons who have a shared vision of excellence and exceptionalism. What advice would I offer someone? And I get asked this question a lot. What advice? And you need to be open to change, and you'd be willing to learn from others. I practiced for almost 40 years. Virtually nothing I did the last few years in practice was what I was taught in residency. Things change all the time. Some of our young people today are doing things that they will not be doing 20, 30 years from now. And they don't know what those are, and only time tells what those things are. What should everybody know about USOSM? Well, first of all, there's a big misconception that they work for USOSM, and they don't. They maintain their own practice. They work for the practice, not USOSM. There's absolutely no interference with clinical autonomy. You do what you want with the materials that you want without any outside interference, without any production quotas. The harder you work, the better you're going to be compensated too. So there's another question here somewhere. We have a number of measures of excellence that we're looking right now. First of all, it's the centers of excellence. Of course, all of our partners need to be board certified. We make that known to all of our associates who are joining us. But also, it requires membership or accreditation with the AAA HCS. I don't know what that is. Well, I'll have to look that up. AAA HC, which is not a small undertaking too. We also are guided by the advice of a number of committees that we have that are populated by the doctors, our partners. They help with clinical guidance, our clinical governance board, compensation, recruiting committee, just to name a few. We also have one for medical missions to provide guidelines for those people who go overseas or even in the United States for volunteer medical mission work. Okay.
Let me ask you one question. What would you tell a brand new associate, clinical staff, front desk person, anyone who walks into a USOSM practice?
What I would tell them that we're here to help you. It's sometimes when you walk into a new situation, you don't know the people, you're overwhelmed with a new environment. But what I have found, being here from day one, is that people here are really want to help you. But sometimes you have to ask for help too. So if you get in a situation where you need some advice or guidance or help, there are people here who are more than glad to help you do that. So please ask for help. And I think you'll find it's a very collaborative and congenial environment that you will thrive in if you want to. I probably should have said that. But, okay.
One more question. They're just coming to me now, sorry.
Yeah.
What makes you happiest about USOSM?
For me, it's not having to deal with the administration of practice matters. For 38 years, I was the managing partner of the largest group in Dallas. In addition to practicing, my wife and I had to work and do payroll. I had to do all the work that goes with accounting or CPA or retirement plan. I had to define the correct health insurance plan for us for the next year. And not having to do that was a real benefit. I wish something like this had existed early in my practice, and I could have had some of that time back that I used on those non-clinical things. Oral surgeons are trained to do oral surgery. They're not trained to be office managers, and unless they have a CPA or an MBA, they really, like me, they really don't know the ins and outs of how to run a business. And what I found is the expertise in this group far exceeded anything that I had, as a managing partner of a large group, which is probably the case for most people too. I thought I did a pretty good job, but it was only pretty good compared to what's done today. So,
being modest, Dr. Bell.
No, well, to be honest with you. So.
One more question. I think this one is going to really help too. What did you like most about your staff? So thinking of the staff that you work with, and all USO in practice, all the surgeons have their staff, front desk, practice leader, clinical tech, scrub tech. What did you enjoy most about your staff?
I just enjoyed the personalities. Our philosophy was we ran with a fairly lean staff. I found that the more staff we added, the less everybody worked. So it was the law of diminishing returns.